Hello and welcome to my channel. Okay, now I've been doing this Connect4 and I said to myself, what am I going to do in the next video? And I was stuck. And then I thought, I was wondering why can't I think? I went and looked back I went and looked back at some of the other games that I've made, and I realized that the reason why I'm stuck is I haven't completed the GUI. As in, how's the game gonna start? How are they gonna control the width and the length and the depth and everything else? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a step back and I'm going to complete the GUI so that from then on, I just have to concentrate on the code because it's best. Like for instance, unfortunately, I've already started doing the React stuff, but that doesn't matter. I can still. I've already done the React part, but ideally, I would have wanted to still be working here, and I would have wanted to complete everything in here, and then convert everything to React. That's what I normally do, but for some reason here, because I was concentrating on doing this board so much, and I wanted to see how this gets done. I didn't think about the other things, like how is the game going to start? For instance, if I finish all the code, how is the game going to start? Is it just gonna? How am I going to select? How am I going to select what board? So I need to think about them things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to concentrate on some other stuff. The presentation. So first thing I want to do is this background looks a bit plain. I want to put a GUI. I want it to look. Also, in fact, what I've done is I've made a copy of this. I've got it open in two browsers. So what we can do is compare it. Can you see they're exactly the same now? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a background image on it. I'm going to paste it on the body, and I'm just going to paste some CSS here, and that's just an image. That's the first thing I'm going to do. Second thing I'm going to do is these corners, they look too sharp. They're square, and it just doesn't look very good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to round them off by doing that. And let's have a look, check here. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is these two buttons. I don't know what these are. They're not doing nothing really. So I'm going to probably get rid of them. Okay. So where is that? This, in fact, that needs to say Connect X. It's not necessarily going to be Connect4. And let me see what else I'm going to do. Okay, I just noticed this logistics class. What am I using it for? I'm not using this for nothing, so I'm going to get rid of this. Alright, I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of it here. What is it? It's wrapping. Where is it wrapping? It's here. I need to make sure I delete it properly. So I'm going to delete that line and delete that line, and that should get rid of the logistics. Okay. And then I can bring that up. And now these two are doing absolutely nothing. And in fact, these two, there should be CIRCLA. I should be, even if I was going to use them, I should do that. And then add the attributes to them. So I want to delete them. I'm going to leave that. So that means I just want to have a look. That is the outer div. That is the board. And that is the title. Now I need to add some buttons here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste them in. I want a reset button and a force move button. Because I need to know what's going to go on in the game rather than just doing a lot of code. I need to know what's going on. So them buttons, they don't particularly look good. Let me just do something. So that's a reset and a force move. So how is, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to make that look a bit better before I talk about it. Let's just make it look better. Let's add a couple of lines of CSS. Okay, I'm just looking at some lines that I had. Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to just add a comment. That's for the buttons, and that's what else I need to add. Can't remember the name, but I'm going to leave it like that. So I'm going to put the buttons, for the buttons it's going to go here. And as you can see, they've been converted to them. Now, this isn't really anything complicated. I'll go through it a bit. It's probably I probably haven't done this very efficiently, but when you set the if I'm going to delete that and it should turn to a square. It should turn to, okay. So when you set the border radius to 100%, it just turns it to a circle. Okay, but what you have to do, you have to have the height and width to be the same. Okay, and I'll put a border on it and now I'm going to show you something that's easy to do. And obviously, if I'm doing it, you know it's easy to do. But when I click on that button, can you see that effect? To do that, it's this here that does it. So what that does is I want to set it to 60 just to make you see what it does. When I click the button, that means it says strict button active. When it's active, it will do this in here. So for instance, I could make it change color. See that? I made it a bit too big. Let's make it 40. So I'm just changing the border, and I'm changing it by a ridiculous amount. It's doing it by 10. So if I do to something like 30, can you see what it's doing? It's just changing the border. I think it was on 6 before. Let's see. Yes, that would do it. So how the game is going to go? You're going to access the site, and it's going to be like this, but it's going to be a blank board, and you either make a move by clicking there or clicking there or clicking wherever. You make a move like that, or if you want the computer to go first, you just do force move, and then the computer will just move first. And I think I was just trying to make something that makes sense. And I thought to myself, if I was playing this game, what would I want? Also, the reset button. If you was halfway through a game and you think I'm going to lose in the next in 2 moves, you may want to just reset it and start again. Or you may do something. Okay, so what you do is you just reset the game, and if you wanted the computer to move again, press force move. So I was thinking, how many buttons do you need? I was thinking about it. I was thinking, how many buttons do you need to play this game? And then I thought about it, and I thought that you only need 2 buttons, and you need buttons to control the width, etc. Now, I'm going to put the width in on other things now. So let me just open that up again. So that is the 2 buttons I just put in there. So I need some buttons now to control the width, etc. And I'm going to paste it in. So what I'm going to do is I'll paste the buttons in there, and they're not going to look good because there's going to be no CSS on them yet. Oops. Like today, I spent a lot of time doing this because I'm not good at this kind of stuff. So I spent a lot of time doing this. Now, what I did was, you can have the width, and you're going to just go press or minus. You're just going to do plus or minus here, and that will just control it. So you can do. So the game will start at the width of 7, height is 6, and line will be 4. Line will mean whether you want to play Connect4. If you want it to be 3 in a line, you press the minus, and then it will go to 3, and then whoever gets 3 in the line will win. For instance, this board here, I might want to make it 3 in a line because obviously you can only get 4 in a line this one way. So I would like to make it 3 in a line. So that's what that is for. And another feature I was thinking about. So another feature that I'm going to add is, if you start this game, it's going to start at 7.6, and if you come back to it, it's going to reset everything. So what I'm going to also do is I'm going to get it to store things. I'll show you where it's going to store it. Right, I've already got something that was stored from something else. It's going to store it in local storage. There's different kinds of storage. Like for this one is IndexedDB, and sometimes I use this IndexedDB. But as you can see, when you're storing a lot of objects, then you will use something like IndexedDB because there's no limit to the amount of space you can use, and it's very good. You can store objects in there. You can store, like, look here, I'm storing 1,000 objects in this. Okay. Rather than me getting them from the API, you can store them. But I'm not going to use that because it's not a lot of code, but it's about 60 lines of code, but it's unnecessary because what it is, if I use this, if I use the local storage, oops, I'm gonna have to make this. I'm gonna have to disable this key now because I've done a video and made it come in the video. But that doesn't matter. I'll do it. So anyway, I'm gonna store it in here. But that one has got a, there is a limit to the amount of space you can store in here. I think it's 5 megabytes. I don't know if it's 5 megabytes, but what it is, you couldn't look, there's my API key. So what I'm gonna have to do is, in fact, do I have to delete it? Yes, I do. I'm gonna have to go to my key and delete it or I have to make the video again. Okay, but anyway, this is where it's going to be stored, so that the person wouldn't have to keep changing these over. Because I'm just thinking, if I was playing this, in fact, I will probably play this game, and I don't really want to keep having to change these. Okay, so all I have to do is add the CSS to make that look better. And I'm going to add it now. I'm not going to talk about SES because what it is, it's probably not done very good. Like, look at this; they're probably not in the right order. Or I mean, when I say not in the right order, I mean they're probably overlapping. But I don't know much about SES yet. So there, that is how it's going to look. Now nothing is wired up now. But that is it. Now look at the difference between that and that. I can't play a game here where this one is complete. You can adjust the line, adjust the height, adjust the width. You can reset the game. You can start it. You can force the computer to move first if you wanted the computer to move first. And that's it. And it's got a nice background as well. Okay. So on the next video, it may be a godsend that I've forgot to finish this game, the graphics part, before I carried on, because these are in their raw form. Like for instance, if I look at these to the reset and force move button, can you see? If you look at these, they're nearly exactly the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to convert these to, that's going to be a class component or class. They're going to be classes, and these are going to be, that's going to be a class as well. Can you see the version the same? In fact, all three of these are nearly the same, apart from different names. So they're all going to be classes. Otherwise, if I didn't make them classes, I have to put unclick on this one, unclick on this one, and I have to. But it's not going to be like that. Now, I'm going to do one extra thing that I wasn't going to do in here before I end the video, and that is I'm going to find the state and talk about the state. The state I'm gonna have two states. Well, I'm gonna have two objects for saving things. I'm gonna have the enums. That's not very well named. I shouldn't really call it that. But I'm gonna leave it as that. And that's gonna be used to store things that are not gonna be used for the view. When I say things that are not going to be used for the view, for instance. Just to store everyday values. However, things like the board, things in the like the board and the width and the height and the line, they're going to be stored in they're on this view. So they're going to everything that goes in here will be on the page. Okay. So the width here, if I press this button here, if I press that button, and it should increment it. So because it's linked to the view, I've got to store it in here. So now I'm gonna put them in. And I'm gonna set that to 7. Six. Okay, so I've added them to the view, and I'm thinking, do I need to add this reset button, force move button? I don't have to add them to the view. The reason I don't have to add them is, in fact, let me think. Yeah, I don't have to add them because if something was going to change, for instance, if this was on off, like you press that and that's on, you press it off, and you want the text to change and you want the color to change, then you could put it, if you wanted to, you could put it in. In fact, you would put it in the view. You would put it in here if you wanted it to change, but that is not going to change anything, so that doesn't have to go into there. These have to go in there because when I press that number is going to change. So that's why that's going in the view. Anyway, I'm going to end the video now. Thanks for listening. Until next time, bye.